In 1992, a deadly famine strikes southern Somalia, made worse by a brutal civil war. To stop the chaos, the United Nations Security Council launches a peacekeeping operation called UNISOM II, but soon finds itself battling militias loyal to Mohammed Farah Aidid, a powerful warlord who's declared himself president. After Aidid's men begin hijacking UN food supplies and killing aid workers, the US government steps in. President Bill Clinton sends an elite strike force known as Task Force Ranger, made up of Army Rangers, Delta Force operators, and 160th SOAR helicopter pilots, to capture Aidid and restore order in Mogadishu. One of Aidid's main arms suppliers, Osman Ali Otto, is captured by the Americans, giving them new intel. Acting fast, they plan a high-risk mission to capture two of Aidid's top advisors, Omar Salad Elmi and Abdi Hassan Awal Quaibdid, who are expected to meet in the city. Before the mission, Staff Sergeant Matt Eversman is given his first command, leading Ranger Chalk 4 after his lieutenant suddenly collapses from a seizure. In his squad is Private Todd Blackburn, a young rookie just 18 years old, and Specialist John Grimes, a former desk clerk, who's never seen real combat. When the mission begins, Delta Force quickly storms the target building, capturing Aidid's men with precision. Meanwhile, Ranger units secure the streets and helicopters hover above to provide cover. But chaos soon erupts. Heavy gunfire from Somali militia fills the streets, and explosions rock the city. During the confusion, Private Blackburn slips from a helicopter rope and falls hard onto the street, critically injured. A Humvee team led by Sergeant Jeff Struker is immediately ordered to pull out of formation to rush Blackburn back to the UN base for medical attention. Just as Struker's team leaves the area, disaster strikes. A Black Hawk helicopter, call sign Super 61, piloted by Chief Warrant Officer Clifton Elvis Wolcott, is hit by a rocket-propelled grenade and crashes deep in the city. The pilots are killed instantly, and chaos spreads through the radio network. The mission's objective shifts from capture to rescue. Every available soldier is now ordered to reach the crash site. But the militia sets up roadblocks made from burning cars and debris, trapping the convoy led by Lieutenant Colonel Danny McKnight in narrow streets under heavy enemy fire. Meanwhile, Eversman's Chalk and nearby Rangers manage to reach the crash site and form a defensive perimeter, fending off waves of armed Somalis. Then, a second tragedy. Another Black Hawk, Super 64, piloted by Chief Warrant Officer Michael Durant, is hit and crashes several blocks away. Now there are two downed helicopters and dozens of soldiers cut off in hostile territory. The situation becomes desperate. Communication lines are jammed and ammunition is running low. The soldiers are surrounded on all sides. Captain Mike Steele's team is pinned down, taking casualties by the minute. Realizing that Durant is still alive at the second crash site, but with no backup nearby, two Delta Force snipers, Sergeant First Class Randy Shugart and Master Sergeant Gary Gordon, volunteer to be inserted by helicopter to protect him. Despite knowing the risks, they go in anyway. Once on the ground, they manage to fight off wave after wave of militia fighters, defending Durant with incredible courage. But they are eventually overwhelmed by sheer numbers. Both men are killed in action, and Durant is captured. Back at base, McKnight's convoy, bloodied and damaged, finally returns with dozens of wounded. The soldiers prepare for another rescue attempt. Major General Garrison, who commands the mission, requests reinforcements from the 10th Mountain Division and UN coalition forces, including Malaysian armored units and Pakistani tanks. As night falls, the Americans trapped at the crash site brace for a long night of hell. Aidid's militia launches massive assaults, but the soldiers hold their ground with cover fire from AH-6J Little Bird gunships, firing rockets and machine guns from above. The streets of Mogadishu burn as explosions light up the skyline. The battle lasts through the night, the sound of gunfire echoing through every corner of the city. By dawn, the relief convoy finally reaches them, breaking through enemy lines to evacuate the wounded and retrieve the fallen. The survivors are loaded onto armored vehicles, but not everyone can fit. A group of exhausted rangers and Delta operators are forced to run several blocks on foot through enemy fire to reach the safety of the UN-controlled stadium. They sprint through the streets as bullets zip past, bloodied, bruised, and broken, but alive. In the aftermath, a somber silence falls. A text epilogue reveals that Chief Warrant Officer Michael Durant survived and was released after 11 days in captivity. Gordon and Shugart were both posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor, the first since the Vietnam War, for their unmatched bravery. General Garrison, heartbroken over the loss of his men, took full responsibility for the mission and retired shortly after Aidid was killed in 1996. The Battle of Mogadishu lasted less than 24 hours, but it became one of the most intense urban battles in U.S. military history. It showed the world the price of courage, the chaos of war, and the unbreakable brotherhood among soldiers who never leave a man behind.